Sua Altezza Reale,
Her Highness,
Signor Direttore
Mr.
Generale,
Director General,
Signora Presidente,
Mrs. President,
Onorevole Ministro
Honorable
Grillo,
Minister Grillo,
Signori Ministri,
Ministers,
Eccellenze, signore e
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen.
Sono
I'm
orgoglioso
proud
di poter
of
ospitare nel nostro
hosting
bellissimo
in our
paese
beautiful
il
country
Comitato
the
regionale
Regional
per
Committee for
l'Europa,
Europe
il
at the
68esimo
68th
Comitato
session
regionale per
of the
l'Europa
Regional Committee for Europe
dell'Organizzazione
of
Mondiale
the
della Sanità.
WHO.
E a
And on
nome del
behalf
governo
of the Italian
italiano
government, I would
desidero
like to
dare il
wish you
benvenuto a tutti gli ospiti che
the greatest
parteciperanno
welcome,
ai lavori
and I
di
would like
questo
to
comitato.
welcome all the participants who are participating in this regional session. This is a very important opportunity because for us, we are celebrating the 40 years of the birth of our national health system, which has always been a reference point. And if you allow me to say, also an example for Europe and for the rest of the world. In fact, the Italian health model was born with the reform of 1978, and it was rooted in our constitution, because in fact, it provides dignity to the formula that is featured in our constitution. In fact, Article 32 talks about health as a fundamental right. It is the only time in which the adjective fundamental is used. And it is in the interest of the whole community. And it has to be provided to all, independently of their economic situation. It is a system to provide all individuals the right to access healthcare, diagnosis, rehabilitation, and treatment, in addition to healthcare for the vulnerable and also for people who have health problems. So we are convinced that universal coverage is a major priority for the whole world. We would like all citizens to be able to exercise this right, the right to healthcare, the right to be treated. We have to ensure the right, but this should not be a gift that we should give to citizens. But we want to leave this wonderful legacy to our future generations. So the right to health has to be given to everybody. So we have to work very hard. In fact, in the government contract of the current political parties in the government, the contract signed by these parties, we see that our priority is to preserve our current health system and to maintain universal coverage that was launched in 1978. And again, protecting the national health system means protecting the health status of the country in order to provide equality in the access to healthcare and essential levels of services. That is why we are carrying out some studies to find the right measures to take up these challenges, especially the aging of the population. One of the first steps is the adoption of the National Health Plan for Chronic Diseases and a National Health Plan for Prevention, a 5-year plan which is designed to promote health and to prevent diseases for all citizens throughout their lives, in their workplace and in the places where they live. In Italy, according to the European Health Report of 2018, we have the second highest life expectancy in Europe. In fact, we live longer here. This is a country of good living, excellent products, but this can also be explained thanks to the great asset of the national health system in Italy. So we wanted to preserve, revamp this legacy with all the necessary measures to preserve the right to the access of healthcare as a major pillar of our system. And we want it to be close to healthcare professionals, physicians who are really outstanding. We wanted to have merit and transparency at the center of our policy making. In fact, Minister Grillo has suggested Mr. Libassi as the head of the drug agency. We talk about a brain drain, but we wanted to attract them back to Italy, especially for them to work in the health system. We have to fight against inequality. We have to support families in their access to health care. In this sense, we are taking up the challenges suggested by the WHO, which are going to be discussed in the next few days as to the sustainability of health expenditure. We would like to reduce inequality in the access to health care, and we are aware, as shown by the reports that you drafted, that there are inequalities, and we will work to bridge these gaps in order to fight against poverty and social marginalization. In fact, measures such as the citizenship income that the government is about to launch can be very useful measures to respond to these challenges. We want to win together the different challenges facing all of us. We wanted to enhance preparedness and the response of public health systems in case of international emergencies in the European region. I was very happy to hear the words pronounced by Mrs. Jacob when she talked about Italy, because she said that Italy is a reference point for excellent healthcare. But without further ado, I would like to conclude my presentation to wish you a very successful conference, so that the decisions adopted during this session are going to be translated into concrete measures to allow citizens to exercise the right to health care, which is a major pillar for the well-being of the society. Thank you, and I wish you a very successful conference.